The world is exploding, and the issue regarding everything, whatever you want to call it, whether you call it Candace or Tyler or Charlie or Erika, whatever you call this, it is exploding. And the reason why it is exploding is because, as I was saying, not because I'm the only one, everybody knows this, but when I showed you this very famous, now famous interview on Newsmax, I explained Chris Ruddy, Newsmax, showing Rob O'Neill, and it changed the trajectory of everything. I have so much to tell you right now. So much to tell you also to make sure that your mental health is not lost in the course of this. We're going to be talking about everything about it. Oh, so much. So get ready, buckle up. But first, this word from our sponsor. Everybody's talking about AI, a smarter future, a faster future, everything connected, everything in the cloud. Well, what happens? What happens when it breaks? What happens when the system holding your money gets hacked or artificial intelligence becomes sophisticated enough to identify patterns and exploit weaknesses and target the accounts you trusted with your financial future? Think about it. How much of what you own exists only as numbers on a screen? That's why so many Americans are choosing something real, physical gold, physical silver, assets you can actually hold. Click the special link below to learn how Noble Gold can deliver precious metals to your door or place them in a tax-advantaged retirement account. And to celebrate America's 250th birthday, viewers who use my link and open a new qualified account will receive a free 10-ounce silver bar. In an increasingly digital world, own something real. Protect what you've earned. Click the special link below now. My friends, where do I begin? I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm going to start at the beginning because I want you to look at what's going on right now. This is so big, so huge, so immane. I don't think people really grasp. I don't think people can really get it because it's new to them. So let me see if I can work you through this and walk you through this. One of the most, and this is important, I'm going to tell you this, one of the most important skills in life and politics and law and business and investigations and and communications and news and politics, whatever, is the ability to handle many issues simultaneously without allowing the sheer number of details to overwhelm your sense of judgment. For you to keep things into perspective, every serious issue you've ever had in your life, every news story contained a lot of moving parts. And this is no different. We've got personalities and documents and timelines and motives and characters and people and sexual references and side arguments and emotional reactions and endless piles of information, data, all competing for your attention. You're overwhelmed. You must wake up sometimes and say, I don't know if I can handle this. I thought this was just a simple murder guy. No, there's so many people. And the challenge for you is not merely to gather facts. The challenge is knowing which facts matter. Because some of these people don't matter. They're just fucked up. And we talk about them because they're fucked up or they're weird. And we laugh at them because they're stupid and they're liars. But they don't matter. You got to know which facts matter, which might matter later, and which facts are noise. They just don't matter. Some people are just noise. They're not involved in anything. They're just, and it's fun. But sometimes I'm afraid we might be letting our eye off the prize, as it were. You know, if I ever committed a murder, and I wanted to get people off of my tail, I would have as many weird people come to my defense. I'd have people come up and say, I think Lionel's the best in the world. And people would say, did you hear that guy? Did you hear that? Did you? And the people would do memes about me, and they would do back. And then I get another guy to come and say, I think he's very good. That's 2 in a row. Pretty soon, they'd be talking about those people and not the issue of what we're talking about right now. Zamet says, when I go out sniping, I always carry a change of clothes. Just I feel like a fashionista. In case I feel a fashionista, yes. Rush surging within. Oh yes. Oh, the story. We will go through. We have been most assiduous in going through, and those facts matter. Absolutely. There was a fellow today. There was a guy I know. I used to watch him. This Robbie Starbuck. I thought he was pretty good. He talked a lot about trans, and he kind of joined forces with well, here's why it's obvious that Tyler committed the murder. I'm saying they got to you too. How can you miss this? I know I'm right with this. There's nothing, well, they would have found glass. Schmuck, this is a preliminary hearing. We don't know anything yet. You see, this is another one too. I just disregard him. I mean, I could stop what I'm doing and I could say he's full of shit, he doesn't know what he's doing. But then I'm thinking to myself, why? 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 There's so many people. I thought I liked them, but well, I'm not going to give them I'll talk a little bit of reference to them, maybe because we'll learn about what we think about the case by virtue of their stupidity. But this is where so many intelligent people fail. They confuse the accumulation of information with understanding. It's not the way it is. Some people thoroughly believe that because they know every little minutiae detail that they necessarily understand the big picture. No. And a lot of it is collateral, or does it matter, or it's not going to go anywhere. It's interesting. You don't have time to remember everything. But sometimes the opposite is true. A person can become so immersed, so taken by the details that he loses sight of the central question. What are we doing? What's our goal? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Is it about Erika Kirk? What do we want her to do? To be arrested? To be in an insane asylum? To go away? I don't want any harm. But why? Ask yourself, why do we talk so much about her? Why? Think about that. I think sometimes she obfuscates. I think she could grease the skids. I think she's throwing the real investigation off. I think that. But short of that, before this, sometimes people drive us crazy. We talk about them because they drive us crazy. They're so weird. This Flake Neff, or whatever his name is, or Blatant, or whatever, they're so weird, these people. The guy with the CPR, Candace was talking about, this jerk off is like, why are we talking about you? What did you do? You didn't kill anybody. I don't think you're involved in any kind of a serious cover-up. You're just this tangential twit you're just like the wart on the ass of the elephant. You're nothing. You have no significance whatsoever. And we're talking about you because you're just fucked up. And you're one of the many. This is the part which is very, very serious. Like, what does it matter? What does it matter? You know, the guy that I wish I'm going to try something, and I know it won't work. Do you know who was the most insignificant of them all? And we keep, I've done it before. We've talked about it, but I'm thinking tactical, schmactical, impractical Gary, whatever his name is, the most irrelevant person. Who the fuck cares what he says? Who is he? Who is he? Is he a prosecution witness? No. Is he why do we talk about him? This guy is probably at home pleasuring himself, saying, do you see how much they mentioned me? Yeah. What are you doing? I'm reading all the mentions. I was a nobody. But thanks to these people, Candace's crew, I'm famous. Why? They hate me, but fame and infamy have no distinction today. What difference does it make? He's not doing anything. I told you who matters. We'll get to this in a moment. But the ability to distinguish the essential from the incidental, it's not a minor talent. This is tough. It is the foundation of sound judgment. And in the criminal world and in the prosecution world, you sure as hell better be able to know the difference between the important and the collateral. Mac says, Lionel, your 9/11 story got mentioned by Bob Grenier on a talk about the Dustin research. People are still asking questions. Excellent. I hope so. I've been through that, as you know. Thank you very much for that. That's the story that changed my life. That's another one. SUV riders and security team are quite relevant. Okay. Why? No. Why? I'm not trying to be cute. Why? Do you think they killed Charlie? Were they part of it? Tell me why. There's got to be a reason for it. Tell me why because they killed him, because maybe Charlie could have been saved. Maybe they were a part of this. Maybe are they part of the getaway? What you've got to tell me, because you've got idiots who work for TPUSA who are idiots. Every one of them is an idiot. You have to be an idiot to work for TPUSA. Everything they do is stupid. Every person they have on is a moron, a subvirate, one of these anarchist little twits running around. Every single one. So you got to tell me something. More importantly, if you went before a court, if you went to it, now remember, there's two parts of this. There's the whodunit, and then there's the trial. Okay. The SUVs. What is, if I said, counselor, where, I know it's not the court case, where are you going with this? What is your take? The Ben Shapiro call. They called Ben Shapiro and not 911. Okay. What's your take? Tell me what it is. I'm not saying it's not. There's going to be stupid people. Stupid people. I remember one time there was I just thought about this right now. It was in the, like in the late 70s or mid. It was during that disco. I gave disco, like I didn't dance, but the clubs were pretty wild. And you're young and you're bouncing around. And this one guy had an epileptic seizure. And when he had this seizure, I mean, it was a grand mal seizure, but you know what the story is with the seizure is? Leave him alone. Don't do anything. Just leave them alone. Just leave him alone. I said, okay, fine. So somebody didn't know what to do. So somebody took this guy's shoe off, and another guy tried to put something in his mouth, and like a credit card or something, and actually cut this poor guy's mouth, the side of his mouth. And somebody came and grabbed this guy and pulled it off and says, what are you doing? Why are you taking his shoe off? He didn't know it. Remember when on TVs, they would say, boil water if a woman's having a baby. Boil water. What do you want to boil water for? I don't know exactly. What are you boiling water for? I don't really know. I'm not sure. But I'm boiling water. What the hell are you boiling water for? I don't know. So what I'm saying is, when you say, I think it's relevant, I want you to do me a favor. I'm not, believe me, trust me. You know I love you. I'm not being mean. What does it matter to you? What difference is it? What is the point when the judge says, counselor, where are you going with this? Because they cleaned up the crime scene involved. They grabbed him and took him. Okay, fine. You think that was part? Okay. Do you think that's it? I mean, baby, you've got to tell me. As opposed to these people just being idiots. Prosecution isn't crumbling. Listen to the talking points from Fox or CNN, not listening to podcasts, sadly. Oh, no. Remember what I told you. Remember, they're going to find probable cause. And unless the prosecution is very, very aggressive, they could lose this case. Tyler Robinson can be convicted. I'm telling you. I'm telling you this, right? You got to focus on what really, really matters here. There's so many moving parts. You've got to be always ask yourself repeatedly, and without any kind of concern or embarrassment. But ask yourself, what is the central issue? What is we call it the gravamen, the essence of the indictment? What are we actually trying to determine? Who possesses real authority? Who has relevant knowledge? Who made the important decisions? What is this? I mean, who benefited? Cui bono, cui prodest, of course. Who had the ability to change the outcome? Who was there to cover things up? Who, whenever you have anybody who was cleaning crime scenes, they did it with JFK. They did it with the car. I told you all about that. It's critical. You're destroying evidence. How they went after Fuzzy Boy or whatever this Tribid, not Tribid, or maybe with perhaps maybe immunity because there might have been some evidence being seized. But what evidence genuinely advances the inquiry? What are we talking about? What is merely interesting but not important? Some of these people are not important. They're just fucked up. I mean, they're just, and anytime, and let me say something, Erika Kirk, did you see the latest? I put it on Twitter. There's this, I think I'll show you. This is the, can I possibly do this? Is it possible for me to even do this? I'm going to try, my friends, because I love you. I honestly love you. Hang on a minute. Yeah, here we go. Here, wait. Don't go anywhere. Hang on a minute. Where's it? Oh, no, that's not it. Hang on. Had everything ready to go. And then you made me think of this. You did it. You made me come up with it. Like, damn it. I just thought of something. Yes. By the way, there's a thing called Snagit. It's worth the money. Okay, here we go. This one. This is the picture. Let me see if you. I hope you can see this. I don't know, but let me see if I can do it. Let me see. Yeah, let me see if I can do this. Ready for this? Okay. Here is the picture. Wait a minute. Hang on. I'm sorry, it's just so slow. Okay, can you see this? Can you read this? Daily Mail. Erika hates Candace Owens. She thinks she's the ugliest person in the world. A soulless ghoul. Charlie Kirk's family reveal widow's private tirades against podcaster. She swears to as that B. I wonder what B is. Brute? No, it's not it. Bulliard? No. Brigand? Anyway, we'll never know. Anywho, isn't this something? See where this is? Brat? Brat is good. Brat, or maybe brat as the sausage, like sour brat. Anyway, this is the. You see where this is going? You see where all this is going? This is not just us doing this stuff. But you got to say, well, is this important? Is this really critical? I guess it is. Maybe so-and-so. You know, we often pay attention to what is loud rather than what's important. That's all I'm saying. Now, this week, Candace, first of all, I want to remind you, class, let's start off. Let Uncle Lenny or Grandpa, whatever you want to call me, let me lead you through this. This might be new. It might be new, okay? We've been through a lot of stuff from Vietnam to all the assassinations to 9/11. 9/11. If you weren't around for that, you missed. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I mean, so many moving parts. But here is the issue. There are two parts of this. Number one, who done it? Who killed Charlie? Got it? Make a note of that. Number two, the other part is, did Tyler Robinson do it? No. Are they going to be able to do it, approve it? Maybe. Maybe. I wouldn't put it past them at all. That's a different issue. Did the state, Candace, say, prove beyond a reasonable doubt? If the rules of evidence apply, no way. Because they'll suppress the gun. And if you suppress the gun, there's no gun and nothing killed him. Okay? You got that? You got that? Two issues. Who done it? And I want Candace, because she's got the dough, and well worth it. I want her to get to all these people, and I want you to put together something, a consortium, a production company, and I want you to call it Who Killed Charlie Kirk, is the name of it. And you're going to be the Dorothy Kilgallen, the Oliver Stone, the Mark Lane. You are going to be the Zapruder. And the only way Charlie is going to get justice is if that film permeates everything. You know how Odyssey's taken over everything now? That's the way you do it. That, not this. Nobody knows who Turlock or Turd Flop or all these people are. They don't know anything about that. No. You got to condense it, and you got to tell them once upon a time. The best was Loose Change Dylan Avery. The best. That put 9/11 on the map. That created trutherism. That's one issue. The second issue is the trial. I'm better on that with a trial than this one. Now, of this, take everything that doesn't fit in the trial and just throw it into. And you'll have one section of chapter 4 of the movie, that movie. And then we bring in all this stuff, all the weird stuff. Why'd you do this? Why'd you take the cards out? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? All that stuff that we have Candace go through the extended version. You will sit there, have Candace say, let me explain to you the Fort Huachuca thing. Now, we don't know what happened there. Okay? But when you do mob investigations and you see, like, remember there was this case out of Staten Island, the mob, they had Frank, Big Paulie, and all these other people, Tommy Bellotti, at this guy's house in Staten Island, and they looked at it was almost like mini Appalachia, and he goes, what is this? What is this? You've got the heads of the 5 families, they're at some guy's house? This is a high-level meeting. I didn't know what they were talking about. Nobody knew what they were talking about. They weren't wired. But presumptively and presumably, that something big happened because they were all in there. So you can sometimes say that when you see this, and then tell people everything from the Hamptons meeting, about this, about Bill Ackman, about everything, you just throw it at them. Put it in a film, have the film be a 5-parter. I'm serious. It will be there forever. And Candace, I beg her, because this will be Charlie's legacy. It will live on. Lay it out. Bring in all these people. Talk about Fort Huachuca. Talk about the Egyptians. Talk about the Romanian orphanages. Talk about the shady, shifty, weird as shit Erika Kirk that nobody likes. Nobody. They don't like her. They hate Candace. And that's another thing. TDS, bullshit. It's CDS. It's Candace derangement syndrome. She is, do you understand, the most important person on the internet today. There are people, probably me, I don't think so, but who are channels open just talking about Candace. Either you love her or you hate her. Candace has put more people to work. Candace has made more money for people fledgling and saying, hey, I think I'll start a podcast. Talk about Candace. Oh my God, I got all these followers. See? Why? I don't know. I mean, I can give you an answer, but I don't know. I don't know exactly. But I can't, I don't know. I've told you this a million times, my friend. I've told you this a million times. I call it the macaroni and cheese phenomenon. If you take elbow macaroni, preferably in the craft, but the craft, and you follow the instructions, you take that silver thing with that phosphorescent nuclear orange powder, and you dump it in, you put the milk and then whatever, and you follow it exactly, it is the best Scottish cheese. And when it freezes, or not freezes, when it hardens, you can kill somebody with it. It tastes great. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Some kind of weird gustatorial alchemy that takes place. Graff, well aware of 30-06 prosecutor, as a prosecutor 2 decades. Yes, you're right about that. But Sammy Zavi, he's the judge. He's not. He's just saying, do you have probable cause? That's it. We'll get to that later. Remember, he'll say, counselor, thank you, by the way, counselor, you'll get to address this at trial. I'm not going to tell him at trial. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, no, this is bullshit. What? Ah, come on. There's no probable cause. You know it, and I know it. It's not going to happen like that. This is the probable cause hearing. What do you expect to happen? Nothing. But let me tell you what happens. This is when I want to see, okay, when are people changing? Okay. During the Vietnam War, a lot of it has to do with anybody who thinks that public opinion doesn't make any difference when it comes to prosecutions is out of their mind. Believe me. Public opinion probably makes more sense than anything else. Public opinion is so critical. Public opinion is so necessary. Public opinion is so necessary because it fuels the tenor, the direction, and it lets people know we're going to go ahead with this. We have a good political tailwind. People like this. This will help my career. I'm all for it. You better believe it. Better believe it. Absolutely. So consequently, he is not going to do anything to stop it midway. He's going to find probable cause. But that's not it. We have to make it difficult for them. And what's going to be difficult for them is to show them later on that the real problem came in. The real problem is with what I'm about to tell you. What I was trying to tell you is that when things change, it's big. When I told you this, the Vietnam War, nothing really mattered. The hippies were doing this. They were protesting. They were in the streets. Okay, fine. Smothers Brothers, one of the most important anti-war shows around. Do you know what did it? You know what did it? What did it is when grandmothers and nuns and just regular folks protested. When people who just you never heard of these people before, they just came along and you say, wow, that was it. Tinfoil hat, Ms. Dana says, the security team shouldn't have removed Charlie. Okay. Good. So what? No, I'm saying, no, you're right. You're right. I agree with you. Who are you going to tell that to? Your Honor, who are you? Just for the record, Your Honor, may the record reflect. My name is Tinfoil Hat Dana. Yes? Who are you? I'm a member of Lionel Nation, part of the conspiratorium, and I just want the record to reflect that the security team should not have moved Charlie. And who are you again? I'm Tinfoil Hat Dana. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Where do you put that in? Where? That's for the movie. That's not for the trial. Because nobody's claiming that he died because of bad treatment. No. But it's interesting. Is it relevant to the trial? Not really. You can go ahead. You don't want to make this thing too complicated. You don't want to give the jury too much to think about. You don't want to give them too much to think about. But people right now are saying, this is bullshit. Go anywhere. Listen, do me a favor. Everybody do this and report tomorrow. You know somebody. You maybe when you used to talk on the phone. Remember we had a kitchen phone? Remember that? You had a phone in the kitchen. Anyway, you can call somebody and say, oh, by the way, I do nothing. Let me ask you something. Have you been following this and pretend you don't know? This, what the hell is his name? Skyler. Oh, no, Tyler Robinson. Yeah. Do you think he did it? And some will say, Or, better yet, You think there's something fishy about that? Oh, yeah. See, people will always answer the question, oh, there's something fishy about everything. Now, they don't know anything about it. They don't even know anything about the facts. They know nothing about the facts. Tropical Punch HQ says, with the information that Candace has revealed, what will the difference that Candace has revealed make a difference in the case? Or are they all bought and paid for? What could make, what could or might happen? Lastly, can we get a hand fart, sir? Absolutely. Let me wet the ends, because those are better timbre. Hang on. Let me tune up. There we go. Well, no, that's not good. All right. There we go. Up for you. That's for you. Oh, yeah. Oh! When it rumbles up. Oh, God. Sometimes you can do like a good half a second. Does it matter? Of course it matters. Of course it matters. Now, as I told you, dear friend, I said the thing that is the most important, believe it or not, was this.
You know what you're talking about. That's why
This was it. And I said it, and I'm going to say it again. And just to bring you, remember this the other day? You're probably thought, I've been playing this all weekend. I've been saying it. This is it. Because people are thinking, oh, shit. Okay. All right. The same guy that we loved before, Newsmax 2. This is Chris Ruddy. This is Chris Ruddy. This is Trump's buddy. This is Netanyahu's buddy. This guy wants to be Fox News. And on his, well, it's Newsmax 2. I don't think it matters. But this is a guy who wants to be the next Fox, and he's letting this on his TV. Holy. Oh, man. It's unreal. Rosie Keeney, bless her heart, I love that name, says, if my cousin Vinny ever needed a sequel, Lionel could step right in. Same fast-talking lawyer energy, just with a bigger vocabulary. Oh, you are just too much. Rosie Keeney for the defense. You're a doll. Thank you so much. By the way, my cousin Vinny, one of the best courtroom cases ever. William says, why has no one noticed the ATF agent stated the Mauser 98 had a 1 in 6 twist barrel? A Mauser 98 is 110, 112. They were trying to match the short barrel under the chair. My friend, we need you. We will get to that. That's the kind of stuff I need. However, the most important thing that I would say, Your Honor, yes, may I speed this up? Oh, please do. Good. The ATF themselves, in a report that has been made available, says that the results of fragments, shell casings, jackets, whatever the hell it was, were inconclusive. Inconclusive. My God. You know what this is? This is a lint brush. This lint brush is also inconclusive. There's no test that shows any kind of connection to anything fired or anything found, allegedly, in the throat dissection of Mr. Kirk. This lint brush is as relevant as anything else. It also has it's also inconclusive. No ticky, no washi, no gun, no nothing. We won't even get to the Mauser. Judge, are you going to tell me you're going to allow into evidence, let me get this straight, a rifle that is proved inconclusive, not by my experts, but by theirs and the federal government of these United States? Is that what you're telling me? Your Honor, let's be crazy. Let's assume there was a bazooka. A bazooka. Let's assume the bazooka and a flintlock was there, found, and it had DNA on it. And you could say, there's no evidence of a bazooka hitting Charlie. If a bazooka hit Charlie, which it, there would be no Charlie, and there'd be nobody in the next 10 rows in the back. You're right. You're right, Judge. Same thing for a 30-06. So let me ask you, you're going to let a 30-06, you're going to admit that into evidence? When you wouldn't a bazooka? What about a flintlock? Have you seen the young Washington, with the flintlock, How about that was found there with Charlie's DNA on it? This honorable court will probably say, I don't give a damn whose DNA is it. They get a George Washington's DNA. I'm not going to let it in because it's not connected. And that under the 403 analysis, which I told you about this is where the probative value of something is outweighed by its tendency to confuse and inflame. You keep it out. So, Your Honor, we're moving to suppress this. Do not allow, more importantly, we want a motion to eliminate. We don't want anybody to even mention it. I don't want to hear about the rifle. I don't want them to see a rifle. I don't want them to see what do I say? I don't want them to see a rifle with a scope on it. I don't want them to see any of this stuff because they're going to think, oh yeah, that's right, Dallas. Yeah, they had a rifle. They had rifles there. Yeah, I remember that. No, Judge. No. So we don't want you to mention it. Now, thank you, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell me, how are you going to introduce? How are you going to put a case on when you don't have a weapon? Tell me. And the jury's going to say, what about the weapon? We'd rather not talk about that. Why not? Well, what? Well, I don't understand it. What about it? Well, it was inconclusive. It was what? Well, what killed Charlie? We don't know. What? We don't really know. I mean, there will be a medical examiner, somebody, a pathologist, who will say, well, what happened was, I think something severed his jugular, as Victor Davis Hanson would say. For the hand fart entertainment, this sound needs to happen whenever TPUSA speaks, every third or fourth word. Yes, a hand fart. Would somebody like me to say that would like me to go? And it'd be me. You can see you're watching TV and I'm walking in there and you say, is he going to do it? And I'm like this. You go, he's going to do it, isn't he? What was that? Hey, Don Jr. did it. I swear to God, Judge. It's you. It's not me. I always say if it was me. I always say, I'm not going to. Sam Savvy says, Twigs backup fall guy if conviction of TR fails. Well, it's too late because what are you going to do? Indict him after the fact? You just granted the guy immunity. What are you going to do? Say, okay, now let's go after you. They don't want him. The case is a dog. But let's go to this one. This is what really is good. And I'll remember this. This is Rob O'Neill. This was the SEAL Team 6 guy who dispatched bin Laden.
Rob, you know what you're talking about. That's why we had you on. You know about ballistics. You shot bin Laden. What bothers you the most about this investigation?
Oh, listen.
Thanks for having me, Rob, and good to see you, General Holt.
You too.
A lot of things bother me. It bothers me about this.
Yes.
Nothing in particular. It's not like I'm out there saying big lie or conspiracy or someone did it. I'm just saying I've been in a lot of shootings. I've killed more than a handful of people.
Oh, boy.
And this thing looked shady off the bat. I mean, I've killed people closer than I saw the camera, and I've never seen a shirt move like that.
I never saw a shirt move like that. What does that mean? Drum roll. That's the exploding microphone. That's what that is. Yeah. He didn't say, I never saw a shirt move like that with a rifle from a 30-06. Never did. And by the way, Mac, you are such a what a gent. Gifting 5 memberships. You're a mensch. Thank you. Look at this Fed slop story, an enigma wrapped up in a conundrum. Please let's leave prophylactics out of this. Tropical Punch says, was all disclosed in this pretrial, or does the defense have more information? Yes, held over. What are the terms of the disclosure requirements for this pretrial? Well, pretrial is one thing. Normally, there's going to be, remember, he hasn't even been arraigned. He hasn't even technically been charged. There was an affidavit for the arrest to hold him, some minimal evidence adduced to hold him. There's no charges yet. We didn't even know what they could file this. You know what? Technically speaking, the prosecution could say, you know what, this is all bullshit. Charge him with discharging a firearm in public, time served, walk. He could do that. He wouldn't, but so this is how weird this is. Everybody understand that? Everybody understand that? Everybody get that? It's no charge. It's not even an arraignment. Nothing. Or an arrangement, as one client said. Now, I go back to this, and you're probably sick and tired of this, but I got to ask, this is what I'm saying. I don't care about the guy doing the CPR. Why didn't they impanel a grand jury? If they impaneled a grand jury, probable cause would have already been presumed by virtue of the true bill that would be delivered, the indictment, and we wouldn't go through this. You wouldn't know anything about this. Why did they do this? You can impanel a grand jury in 5 minutes. Do it. Get people on and say, hey, look at this. Hey, he shot him. Thank you. Probable cause. And you ask the people. Do you think we have enough for this indictment? Yeah. Okay. You don't ask a judge. The grand jury determines we have probable cause. That's it. Like the great Saul Walker says, any lawyer or any prosecutor worth his salt can indict a ham sandwich. This is the part that this gets me more than any of the CPR stuff. Why didn't you do this? Are they incompetent? Are they just stupid? Why? I would get the grand jury. You can get some people from Provo and say, hey, y'all think we should have a, indictment? Oh, sure do. There you go, Jethro. What about you, Bug Tussle? Yeah. Who wants to vote? Everybody? Yeah. Good. We got probable cause. True bill. You're indicted. Arrest him. That's it. Then he enters a formal plea. And then we get into the discovery process where we turn over all the stuff. And you read the discovery. And depending upon, you might be able to take a deposition. You can inspect stuff. You can bring your own experts in. Oh, I want to have like a Michael Baden type to sit here and sift through the remains, the actual pieces found in Charlie's neck. We'll get to that. But this
looks like an explosion to me. Just the fact that no one started doing first aid to Charlie Kirk. They were more concerned about getting SIM cards out of cameras, removing cameras, and then getting him off the X somehow. There didn't seem a lot of concern for his life. It seemed like just clean it up. And then, I've been told they paved it over a couple days later. And then you get Erika Kirk behind all the razzle dazzle, and she's really quick to forgive the alleged shooter, which technically says that was him because I forgive him, but then she can't forgive Candace Owens for having an opinion or asking questions. And they mock people by saying, oh, I'm just asking questions. Yeah, I'm a SEAL Team 6 sniper. I'm asking a lot of questions. No one wants to answer them.
See?
And you're able to ask these questions because you've been there. General, same to you. So this rifle, this 30-06, it's a powerful rifle. What do you make of this narrative that the bullet might have hit Charlie's spine, which would explain why the damage wasn't what you would typically see with a rifle like that from that range?
Now, let me say something. This General Blaine Holt, this guy's pretty good. Now, Rob O'Neill, hey, you're still Team 6. I killed a lot of people. I blew their goddamn brains out. I was responsible. I plugged more damn Hajis than you can imagine. I killed Bin Laden. Okay, thank you very much. I put a bullet right. I understand. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what. I love the smell of gunpowder in the morning. Gives me a stiffy. You understand that? Like their bodies were when they were decomposing. Okay, thank you very much. He's the guy. Now we get Blaine. We get Blaine. This is the general, and he's like Mr. Rogers. He's actually more convincing and more. Listen to this. His laid back reaction is kind of like, oh no. Bullshit.
That's not what happened. And this is the thing that hurts here is, and what bothers me the most out of it.
Wait, did
now
you say
what the hell is that thing in the back? Is that a yak bladder and a bow? What is that thing? Hanging up. What is that thing?
General, you don't think that's what happened?
Absolutely not. I'm with Rob. Something exploded on him. But I don't have to get into the details because I'm not in a court of law having to prove a darn thing. Here's what bothers me is there are millions of vets with Rob's training. Training in combat arms as low as mine is. I'm a pilot.
Millions?
But we have enough training to know better than the garbage that was foisted upon us from the Justice Department that day, where they seemingly solved the case in about 8 hot seconds.
Yep.
And we know better. You're not going to take a 30-06 with a kid who's never killed anybody up onto a roof. He takes his first life and does all the things that Rob says he did.
Yes,
so
sir.
What bothers me, Rob, in all of this is that they know that we know better, and yet they foist this as the narrative and the parable anyway. Why?
And what they do, I'll tell you one thing here. If you don't mind me telling you, I'm a goddamn SEAL Team 6 Special Ops. I'm a killer. I could knock the balls off a mosquito at 40 feet. I know what I'm doing. I've killed more people than you can. I've killed more people than you. Hell, on the way over here. There's some guy. If you go in the parking lot right now, there's a dead guy. I did it. I'm crazy. I just do this. I'm a lethal. I'm a loaded weapon. And I'm kind of loaded right now because we stopped at a Applebee's on the way over here. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I know death and I know destruction. I know weapon systems, and I'll be goddamn if that boy, he didn't fire nothing. Hell, the damn dogs couldn't smell it. The damn dogs could smell a fish fart, and they had that damn rifle out there, and they was walking all around it, and nobody could find it. The dogs are going, what the hell are you bringing me out here with? Over there, Fido. Where? Over there. I don't. What is that? That's a stick. No, it's not. It's a rifle. Well, they didn't shoot this thing. No way. Yeah, they did. No, they didn't. And all of a sudden, you got this little tiny hole like that. But wait a minute. Best part's coming. Best part's coming now. Hang on. Whoa, Bill. Whoa, Bill. I'm pitching a tent just talking about this.
Why would you do that?
Well,
why would you do that in a circus where there's so many of us who are already going to go, well, that's not exactly what happened at all.
You know, Lee Harvey Oswald, 1963 in Dallas.
Thank you.
I think a lot of people never thought something like that could happen again.
Because he didn't.
Because now everybody's got a cell phone, everybody's got a camera, except for this day in September. In general, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to that.
That's right.
But there is this narrative, Rob, about this gun. Again, tell everyone at home about this rifle, this 30-06, that Tyler Robinson would have had to take apart, get up onto the roof.
Right.
Put back together, and then he apparently jumped off the roof with it, and then he was seen eating, apparently, at a steakhouse right down the road not that long after this assassination took place. It all just sounds completely... Yeah. It just is, it's hard to believe is what it is, and I hope we find out the truth in court. Rob,
I'll tell you what it's called, Rob. It's called bullshit, with the capital bull and the lowercase shit is bullshit. Look at that guy right there. This guy looks like he don't have 3 chromosomes to rub together. This guy's so damn stupid he thinks Vito Powers is an Italian spy pilot. And you mean to tell me this guy woke up one day and said, I'm going to go down and I'm going to grab Granddaddy's shooting iron. I'm going to take one of the biggest, I'm not even sure if this damn thing works. I got a $2,000 scope. I got to make sure it's balanced. And every time I take this thing apart, I got to rebalance that scope. You just don't take it apart, put it back together. And why am I doing it? I got to climb up that thing, stick it down my pants. That's right. There is a gun in my pants, and I'm not happy to see you. And then I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to take this damn thing apart again, wrap it up, change my clothes. What the hell am I doing up there changing my clothes for? The thing is to sit down, get flat, and don't move. Maybe if I'm walking around changing my clothes, like for some costume change, maybe that's when they'll see me. Don't make no sense. And look at me. I own 3 pairs of pants and 4 t-shirts. What the hell do I want to change clothes for? What? And meanwhile, I got old Junebug here. You see this guy here? My girlfriend? I don't know what the hell this guy is. Is he gay? Am I gay? He says he's a woman. Get this. Says he was a furry creature. Now, look, I'm as kinky as hell. I don't mind telling you. I'm a little weird. Sometimes, I'll tell you one time, can I say that? I took some brine shrimp, made a paste out of it, rubbed it on my balls, and squatted over a goldfish bowl. It was great. Let me tell you something. Did you ever hear about a Cleveland necktie? You don't want to go there. I take old Lance. Sometimes we take cream cheese and bean cherries, and I knock him off for 30 feet with a slingshot. I'm kinky. I'm weird. But I don't know what the hell this guy is. I'll be honest with you. Am I gay? I know he's a guy and all that, but he told me, it's a name of the thing. He told me he was a woman. I said, you sure? When was the last time you shaved there, Buster? And he wore a hat. He wore a hat and he thought he was like a dog or something. I was weird. I don't mind telling you that. Yeah, I kind of like that guy. It was weird. I told him when he hit the bridge wave, I make him bark like a dog. Howl at the moon. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of doggies, yeah, you can imagine. You know how that one went. When it hit the bridge wave, we play hide the soap. Oh, we do all kinds of weird stuff. I'm kinky. But you know what's the funniest thing? I never talked to him one time about throwing my life away to kill some guy who apparently pissed him off. We never even talked about it. Never talked about it the whole damn time. Never. I'll tell you what, he sure as hell cleaned up. Did you see him in that deposition? Remember that? He had a suit on. He looked like he had a rod up his ass. Looked like he had a Mauser 98 up his ass. He was sitting like that. What the hell you? Who is that? What is that, Lon Chaney? This is Boris Karloff? What's the matter with him? They cleaned him up real good. This guy was walking around sashaying like a woman, dressed with a furry. He was a weasel or something, or a ferret. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. That's the witness against me. And guess what? He burned a letter and then showed a picture of a letter before he burned it. Come on, man. Come on. Shit. Think I'm a damn fool, don't you? I don't blame you. Anyway, continue.
The floor is yours.
Well, I'm just saying, the screwdriver that probably wouldn't have worked to take it apart or put it together in the first place was left on the rooftop anyway. So he jumped off the roof and put it back together without the screwdriver that probably didn't work anyway, put it back together, wrapped it up, and put it nicely in a bunch of trees, and then ran off and started texting someone like English was a second language. The whole thing's just shady. 30-06 is 30 caliber, invented in 06. It's a 1906 to kill big game. And if you hit something in the spine, especially a human, I've shot ballistic gelatin all the time. I've never shot a human with 30-06, but I know it would do a lot more than that. If it was just a 30-06 shooting too, that went left to right, not from front to back. You can clearly see an exit wound on Charlie Kirk's left-hand side. And then it just is, why are we supposed to believe everything we see on TV? Shut up, believe it. That's the narrative. No, it's not. I'm SEAL Team 6 sniper with the sniper school in 1998. I'm telling you.
Such a good point. Final question, General, to you. There was this guy, and the media and the FBI just labeled him a wacko. This guy,
I know
George
you're talking
Zinn.
about.
This is the 71-year-old guy who immediately after it happened jumped out and said that he shot Charlie Kirk. And in the moments, the aftermath, I was here in the newsroom, we thought it was this guy. And the FBI even said, we got our guy. Why would someone make that claim in a situation like that? I know that you don't have the answer to that, General, but it just was very bizarre.
No, but there's been a lot of reporting that he's got an interesting past all unto himself, and he's been at several scenes of the crime needs to be looked into. I'm more interested in a gentleman named Zach Qureshi, who it was tweeted out, well, we got our guy. They didn't name him at the time. We got our guy. And then 90 minutes later, we don't got our guy. Well, that's 90 minutes that a real killer could have fled the scene.
I don't think so.
But if you're going to tell me that Tyler Robinson, with his background, is that cold-hearted a killer that he can do all the things that were just reported, and then he's going to show up at a restaurant and go, totally good now. I'm sorry. Make it make sense. Yeah. And then go ahead and hand the defense team all of the evidence so that they can get their continuance for the probable cause
There's
hearing,
an idea.
because that's not normal either.
Very easy,
So follow the normal, boring steps to a murder investigation and just follow them transparently for the country, because it's high interest.
And again,
we'll all be fine and we'll stop asking questions.
This is just, for me, it's just about the truth And we're just asking these
Oh,
questions.
shut
You
up.
know, we didn't get the truth in 1963.
Come on, sissy boy.
They killed Lee Harvey Oswald, and then they killed Jack Ruby. So we never got the
Never
truth.
told you
And
how
I
to
feel
put a
like it just
pocket
keeps
square in.
happening,
What
and
is
we
that
don't want it to happen again.
Again and
You
again.
It's
talk
like a
about Butler,
battleship.
Pennsylvania. Rob, I have so many questions about Butler,
I know you
Pennsylvania.
do.
And we're now coming up on the 2-year. And
Nothing gets by you, Buster Brown. Nothing gets by you. Yeah, there's old Tyler. Yeah, how you doing, lady? Can I get me a steak, medium rare, mashed potatoes, and mixed vegetable? I'm a hungry man. I just killed a guy. Just did my first sniper. Yeah. Me and Barney Fife. I got him. I plugged his ass about 3 hours ago. That's why I like to come here and pay with a credit card. I'm tired. Oh shit, I got this stuff on me. I was laying on a roof today, taking this goddamn rifle apart all the time. I'm so mess with a screwdriver. And I said, why am I taking it apart? Hell, just shoot it and leave the thing up there. Well, I don't understand it. Leave it. You know, you're wearing gloves, right? Oh, look who it is. Kate Grand Rapids says, I believe they are going to dispatch Erika and Tyler both. And I feel like we all know what's going to happen, yet we don't have loud enough voices to stop it. Sitting ducks, and it's heartbreaking. Lionel, you are my bright light. Oh, thank you. You know who was very good today? Fredo. I was in a Costco today. Ooh. So I'm walking around, I'm listening, and Cassia is terrific. She apparently went, I don't know if you saw her, she saw a band or something. It was a very important, or she was required, never heard of them, but like, boy, this thing was like packed. And she brought up a story about, although some people were suggesting that Candace somehow was intimating that harm might be, I don't know. We'll get to that in a moment. Our good friend Tropical Punch says, could the defense subpoena the data that Candace has stated on her show? I sense there is so much pressure on both sides to make it go to the prosecutor's favor. Am I wrong? What am I missing? First, absolutely, positively, you can go on and you can very, 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 very easily, you can decide to go on TV and say, hello, if anybody has anything to add, you know how Candace says, send it to tips at CandaceOwens.com. That's tips. Well, you can have tips or whatever it is for purposes of this. You can have people come and actually, you can just submit it. You can ask. Of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. You can do that without any doubt whatsoever. And you can do that. And it's being done all the time. And that's like when this Barnes lawyer said, wow, we don't want to do that. I said, that's be the first place I'm doing. Listen, O.J. Simpson set up that 800 number. Remember that where he said, I've set up an 800 number for help from people who can tell me who killed my wife. And they all called up saying, you did it. So he stopped the 800 number. Of course they can do this. And I would like to think, though, and I would not blame or be surprised if Miss Candace did not do this, but I could see her very well calling and saying, listen, if you would like me to give you what I know, I would more than happy to do that. And you can decide. There's nothing wrong with that. She's not a co-counsel. She's just, let me tell you what I would do. Oh, absolutely. I would say, who are your, I don't know. It's almost like sometimes they do these kind of like moot court or jury, not what am I trying to think? I can't, I've done a stroke. No, but these, practice juries or whatever you want to call it. Well, I would act people. I would ask Candace, can you give me some of your best people? And I would get in a room and I would say, hello, my name is so-and-so. I'm representing Tyler Robinson. May I ask you folks, what do you think is the most important part about this thing? What is the fact regarding the criminal charges? Not who killed Charlie, but in terms of Tyler Robinson, because the two are completely different. The defense does not have to prove who killed Charlie Kirk. It makes no difference. But he would ask people, because here's the thing. Sometimes as a lawyer, I may look at something a little bit differently. I don't give a damn what I think. I want to know what you think. What are some of the things you say? You know what? That's weird. You know, that's strange. Did you see what she wore? No, I didn't. I didn't think about it. Did you see how she acted? No, I didn't. Did you? I want to know what you think. Now, let me ask you something. Did any of you start off? Did any of you ever start off saying immediately, without a doubt, that you knew Charlie was killed, but that when you saw Tyler, when did you think it was bullshit? When? Because I'm trying to think about that. I am not the type of person who says, whoever they bring out, that's not the guy who did it. I don't think like that. I don't know when it was, but I was trying to think, okay, that's the guy. All right. They found him. I mean, if somebody who is, they bring up somebody, it's like, I have no reason to believe. Let me hear who it is. Then I looked at him. And then I said, well, why was it? Well, he started putting a lot of things on. He writing on bullets. It's like, what? Remember the stuff he wrote, supposedly, chow, chow, and here we go, kitty, or whatever the hell. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. This is the story. This is the guy. Yeah. Who is he? Yeah. Now, this is at first. I'm thinking, okay. And he did this by himself. Oh, yes. With a rifle. Okay. And then we say, all right. He turned himself in. Oh, he told his parents. Well, he didn't really tell us. Well, wait a minute. What is it? What did he do? Well, he kind of turned himself because they were afraid they were going to kill him. Uh-huh. Because believe it or not, sometimes they can get the right person. The guy in Butler, you think he did it? The one they apparently he did it. They got him right away, though. Other people actually opened fire. You know the school shooters, the one you see on the video? There they are. That's the guy. Most of the people, whether you like it or not, most of the people who do this stuff, that's the guy who did it. And you may not think so, but it's true. This one, though, was... And then the more I'm thinking about it, I always tell you what I would have done. If I'm going to, because I'm always secretly thinking, now what would a professional sniper, a hitman like myself, what would I do? I would say, I don't want this idiot there. Just take the shot, mic him up, do what you have to do, and that's it. And just let them wonder, we have one thing to deal with, and that's who mic'd him, how did this happen? But I don't want this fool to be the fall guy because they're going to say right away, he's an idiot. Give me somebody. Do you have somebody maybe who's an ex-military tranny or something? That might make sense. You know what I'm saying? So don't be in the position where you say, oh, I knew right away. You didn't know anything. He could very well have been the person who did it. Most of the time, it's the person who did it. These are rare. These where it's like, well, it's somebody else. But it just fell apart. Now, everybody else is so freaked out. I told you this, Robbie Starbuck is like, what are you doing this for? Why are you doing this? Why are you? You're going to lose half of your audience. We are Americans. We are suspicious of the government. We are suspicious. We say, okay. He did it. All right. Fair enough. You remember the case of Bobby Kennedy? Sirhan or Sirhan. What's with these double names? Boutros Ghali. Anyway. He had a 22 or whatever it was, this particular type of gun, 22. That's good for close contact. The bullet that was a coup de grace was a 22 right behind the ear, stippling, right? You could see the contact. Only problem was Sirhan was across the room. Plus, there were more bullets that were in his gun. Hello. So they pinned it on him. Still there. And they said, why'd you do it? I don't know. This is classic MK Ultra. He doesn't remember anything. He didn't know anything. They said because you hate him because you're Jordanian. What? Yeah, you're Jordanian. What does that have to do with anything? I don't know. But we like him. I know. Huh. That's a Patsy. Thane Eugene Caesar. That's the guy. That's the killer. Not him. And it went nowhere. Even Bobby Kennedy's like, well, yeah, I know. I don't believe it. I think the CIA did it. Hey, want to see my pull-ups? No, Bobby. You're a grown man. Stop happening. Want me to see me hold a snake? No, why don't you hold this snake? What's the matter with you? I don't understand it. Even the King family, Dexter King in particular, they cared more about, they said, we're with James Earl Ray. He didn't do it. That's another one. But lately, because Charlie was, he was big, but the story just collapsed. I don't jump to an immediate, quote, conspiracy theory. I don't. Tell me what you want to think first. Let me look and say, okay. That's the premise, right? Okay, it makes kind of premise. Okay, I guess. Can we look into this? No, don't look into it. You see how everybody's coming out of the woodwork? And do me a favor. I wish somebody would say officially, Tactical Impractical Gary Smelton, Felton, whatever his name is, this guy, and all the other jadrules. Let's do one thing. For 1 week, let them say whatever they want. They'll go crazy. Have you seen this guy? Have you seen, what's his name? Oh, God. The one who, the great debater. The debater. Remember this guy? Where's he been? Nowhere. Punch Bowl Puppy says, if there is exculpatory evidence, like the diner, wouldn't that be presented during the preliminary hearing? No. No, because you don't have the same guarantees of a trial or of a prosecution. When you arrest somebody and you say, get him, you're under arrest. You say, hang on, Sarge. Now, wait a minute. This person you just arrested, now let's see. No, we got him. We have probable cause. Yeah, but Sarge, this guy we stopped, I think there might be an alibi. Good. We'll get to that during trial. You don't let people go during the preliminary hearing because it's not a trial. It's not a trial. Yeah, you would think so. You would say, you know what? I don't know about this. I would. But in the case of somebody that's like, I can't let this guy go because if I'm wrong and he really did this guy's going to take off or whatever it was. So let me just say something to you right now. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, before we get to this, hi, my name is Hugh G. Rection, and I'm lead counsel for Tyler Robinson. And let me make this very simple. The evidence will show, this is the opening statement, the evidence will show, now provided if they did a motion to suppress, and even a motion to eliminate where I can't mention it, but let's assume, crazy as this is, the rifle comes in. Ladies and gentlemen, the evidence will show that the rifle that was found was not connected to the mortal wound that took the life of Charlie Kirk. Oh, and you always speak reverentially about the late Charlie Kirk, a fine man. He's not the deceased, it's Charlie Kirk. He was a human being. Because you're the defense, you're going to say, I got no beef against Charlie. Why? He didn't do it. My guy didn't do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, so here's my thing. If I walked up and said, Judge, why do we do this? I'll make a deal. Now, think about this. This is the thought experiment. It's not going to happen. Judge, if we went to trial right now, I mean, you had all your witnesses, but if I said, look, do me a favor. We'll just waive the preliminary hearing. Let's just go right to trial. We have the arraignment. We plead not guilty. Okay, let's go right now. right now. We're ready to go. I'm ready to go. Why? I got the ATF thing, and I've got and assuming I've also talked to his parents, because let's talk about something else. Let's assume that during the course of this, Tyler sits down with you. And what if you could be in the room, and if I said, "Hey, come here. Come here. Come here." Close the door. You know who that is? Oh my God, it's Tyler Robinson. He's our new client. Have a seat. Tyler, this is a new associate of mine. I want you to tell, and whatever you tell me is privilege, you can tell her or him as well. Okay. Tell him what you just said. Listen to this. What if Tyler said, "I was never there"? Stop right there. What? That's one possibility. Right now, what if he said, "I wasn't there"? Where were you that day? I don't know. Let's just assume, whatever. I wasn't there. Not I didn't do it. I wasn't there. What if you found out, when did you realize the rifle was missing? When did you realize the rifle was missing? Mr. Robinson, well, we saw it on TV. Or, do you believe that story? Hey, I saw that rifle. That looks like Grandpappy. Really? Really? You can look at a rifle and say that? Okay, fine. Where did you, how did you realize it? I don't know. Tyler, did you bring it? No. Tyler, why is Junebugs, Luna, whatever, your girlfriend, why is its DNA on the rifle? I don't know. It's on the rag. The rag? What's with that rag? How did that work? First question, cross-examination of Lance. Lance, yeah, how come your DNA's on the gun? Huh? What do you mean? Did you hear this, Lance? I'm going to read it back to you? Oh, yeah. Can I have that, please? Prosecution's exhibit number, whatever it is, 42. Can I read this to you? This has been entered. DNA found. You know those boring people who talk about the markers? Yeah, your DNA's on there. How you like that? 5 other people too as well. Did you touch this rifle? I did not. Well, your DNA's on it. My DNA's on it. You know why? I never touched it. How's that happen? How'd that happen? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? So tell me, this, you had this note? Charlie, that Tyler wrote for, yeah. You burned it? Yeah. You know that's called destruction of evidence, right? Is that what your immunity was? Ooh. I want the jury to hear that. You were granted immunity, so they can't use the testament. This is called use immunity versus transactional. They can't use the evidence you're giving now. So really? They told you that they were going to grant you immunity? What did you think about that? Immunity? I didn't do anything. Or did you? Why would they do that? That's weird, isn't it? You know, you said it was very odd. That old Tyler never talked about Charlie Kirk. Isn't that weird? Is that what you said? Yeah. It's on that film. Yeah. Isn't that weird? When you heard that Tyler killed, I bet you the first thing you thought was like, what? Why Tyler? Yeah, I did. I know. Isn't that something? That's normally, at least with Lee Harvey Oswald, he did that fair play for Cuba. He was walking around, New Orleans or whatever. But this story is just, wait till the jury just looks at him. And they're looking like, that guy? Yeah. You know, he killed Charlie because of you. You know that, right? What? Yeah. Oh, they didn't tell you? Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess Tyler has such a hard on for, wrong turn to use the words that you do, but anyway, he had such a thing against Charlie Kirk because of how he treated you. Oh, he thought, what? Yeah. He did it for you. And he never told you? No. That doesn't make any sense now, does it? Yeah. By the way, Tyler never talked about guns, did he? Nope. Never talked about how good he was. What a good shot he was. How he can take take rifles apart, but not just any rifle, but a Mauser, and rebalance the scope. Then we get into, oh my God. You want to have some fun? Now we get into the defense case. State rest. We do a motion for judgment of acquittal. It's denied, of course. We put our case in chief. State your name for the record. Dr. Hiram Merriweather. Dr. Merriweather, where are you employed? I'm a head of pathology, forensic pathology at Tufts University and Holly Minder. 25 years. Are you a tenured professor? Yes, I am. Do you have any prior law enforcement experience? Yes, I was a prior FBI special agent. Are you a firearms expert? Yes. Are you familiar with the 30-06? Yes, I am. Are you familiar with what kind of an effect that would have on bone? And oh, yes. I believe you have a picture here, right? Or a movie? Yes. Your Honor, we've marked this, or defense exhibit number 1. We're going to show this. You mind showing this? Yeah, I want the jury to see this. Would you turn this? What is that right there? That's a wildebeest. Wow. That's a big thing. It sure is. How thick is their bone? Pretty big. And is that a wildebeest head? It sure is. Wow. How thick is that? Pretty big. Yeah. Now this, to be fair, this wildebeest is dead, right? We're not gonna put that. That's right. He's dead. Okay. What are we seeing right now? Well, I'm doing an experiment. We're sending a 30-06, which is roughly the exact caliber of the Mauser 98. And we're aiming it at the head of the deceased wildebeest or yak or whatever you want to, at approximately the same distance that would have happened. What about the shot itself? Is that hard to do? It's not an easy shot. Not to mention, if you're a first timer, you're worried, you're scared. I mean, one wrong move, the slightest error in the aiming, and it's off by 1.5 feet. Anywho, so would you show us what happened? Yes. Okay, so here you are. You're taking aim. Is that correct? Yes. And bang. And then we have all these close-up of this wildebeest head. Huh. What if I told you that it was the hypothesis or belief of the prosecution that round that we just saw, just destroying the wildebeest, that round was used against Charlie? What would you say to that? You'd probably start laughing, wouldn't you? Yeah. They want you to believe this. This thing. That is inconclusive. And that he did it. And then we get a retired, this is my fantasy, witness, a retired Marine gunnery sergeant. Gunny? Isaac Lefevre, United States Marine Corps, retired. Guy shows up, he's got the haircut, got all the tats. Oh, fantastic. A real kind of a gunny highway kind of a thing, Clint Eastwood. Have you been a sniper? Yes, I have. Hell, I may even get Rob O'Neill. How long does it take you to become a sniper? Long time. You have a spotter? A lot of times. What are some of the factors that take into account? Wind, friction, density, humidity, all this stuff. You saw the length of this. And also, you have to control your breathing. Yep. And you have to maintain your breathing. What do you think would be the likelihood, Mr. O'Neill, that Tyler Robinson began his sniping career with that shot? And then the jury every day says another layer of bullshit. They're thinking to myself, this is a joke. Oh, and by the way, folks, yeah, they couldn't prove the gun. It was, it was not necessarily in any way connected to. Do you see this? And yet, Robbie Starbuck or somebody says, oh, it's obvious. And they're going after the fact they're trying to prove the case by disproving the fact of the exploding microphone. Now, remember, I would tell people, we're the defense. We don't have to prove anything. Nothing. I mean, this case, this is a joke. It's a joke. And I would love to be in that room to talk to Tyler. And what do you think he's saying? What do you think the likelihood of him saying was, no, that's exactly me. I did it myself. I did it. I did it. I drove down there and I was going to kill that son of a bitch. I did it. What do you think the chances of that would be? Probably next to none. How does he sit there and maintain this kind of a cool, or I don't know. I like to also, they say, well, he's a pretty bright person. Does he look bright to you? I don't think so. That jury's going to sit there and think this case is a dog. A dog. Then we talk about, then Rob O'Neill says, Mr. O'Neill, you used the word exit wound. Yeah. Would you explain that, please? Yeah, exit wound. Wait a minute. You're saying that this was an exit wound. Yeah. So the bullet came from behind or sideways or not in the front. That's correct. Is there any way somebody shooting in front of you can do a lateral, kind of like bend them like Beckham, kind of where you're hitting the bullet, kind of curves around and goes, no. So you're saying that based upon your experience within a reasonable degree of physical science or physics, that the round came sideways, right? Someplace other than direct. Yes. And you're saying it is physically impossible for Tyler to have done that. Yes. Thank you very much. You're a witness. That's it. Snipers rely most heavily on concealment. Clearly not in the prosecutor's estimation. Yes. You know, they also have like ghillie suits, and half of the time it's all, you're right, sneaking and not moving. And this. How are these people? Do you really think when they go out online and they tear Candace apart, do you really think they mean this? Answer me. Do you really think, or are they just being paid? Please help me with this. Please help me. I beg you. How do they do this? How do they in their right mind do this? Look, we're all bullshitters to an extent, maybe, but tactical and practical, all these other people, who are they? And are we ever going to stop responding to them? Can we do this? Is it possible just to see what would they do? What if they said, hey, I just posted something about Candace. Yeah. Well, she didn't get back with me. Next day. Hey, Candace, what's the matter? Candace, you afraid of me? I posted something. You didn't respond. Day 3. Come on, Candace, please. Say something. Day 4. Please. Tell me to go fuck myself. Anything. Just please, Candace. Day 6. I beg you. It's almost like the stalking girl boyfriend who can't break up with you. I mean, wouldn't you just love to see this? And there's so many layers to this. And do you think people say, what's with Candace? Look, I said this today, and a lot of folks, maybe, I hope not, I told you what I believe, that there is no evidence that Erika killed anybody. There is no evidence she was in on this. Sorry. There's none. It could be, but it's not there. There's a lot of times when there's no evidence of stuff, but you're thinking, I don't think there's any evidence. There's no evidence because I can't turn around and say, hey, you can't charge Tyler with this because there's no evidence of this. Yeah, but you said that Erika was, well, that's different because she's acting weird. Well, he's acting weird too. Well, he's a defendant. Well, she's not. We don't even need to get to this place. The idea of her, no. That notwithstanding, you have so many times I feel like saying, Charlie, for a guy who was so smart, how did you fall for this bullshit? How did you fall for this? Not that she dispatched you, but she doesn't even know how to do it now. She doesn't even know how to do it. Do you know that if Erika was smart, if Erika was caught, if she came out and did everything up, if she came out and did her thing and she does this stuff and she goes like this, and she's got the Kleenex or whatever it is, she's quiet. And she said, I want to announce TPUSA, we're giving 10 scholarships to the children of fallen police officers, because I know what they're feeling like. And I know Charlie would want this. You would weep. You say, oh my God. Then you see Erika again. I've so enjoyed taking the helm of this. We're now opening our 75th chapter. And we have put people through, we have a summer camp, and you would say, oh my God, this is incredible. This is incredible. We also have a program we would like. I never realized how important it is to work on trauma that children are affected by. So we have the Charlie Kirk Memorial Trauma Wing of the hospital. You would say, this is the most beautiful woman I think I've ever met. She's excellent. You would cry and weep if she says, it's not about me. It's about other people. With all due respect, this happens all the time. Nobody talked about them. Well, let's talk about them. And if she came out and became the advocate, the voice of families, victims of crime and violence, and you can say, this isn't about anti-gun. This is about anti-life. And this is why we believe she would write her ticket. Oh, I like this. Zamet says, acting is not Erika's forte. You're right. By the way, it's forte, not forte. Did you know that? Anyway, thank you. This is the way, this is it. This is where you would say, I love this woman. And if you dare, and they would turn to Candace and say, don't you say anything. Okay, I won't. Don't you say it. That woman's a saint. But that's not what happened. Candace went into this thinking, I don't even know her that well. I've got no beef against her at all. And the casket scene, that was it. That's it. I realized, oh my God, what do we have here? What do we have here? There was a case one time I saw this. It was in Facebook. And this person, I'm convinced, is going to be burning in hell one day in the smoking section. His mother was in the hospital. Either she had died or was about to die. And her hand was sticking out. And they had that purpura, that senile purpura, you know, the bluish kind of blotch. Because when you get older, you know, you lose collagen, and you get the old hands, and you know, stuff like that. You know, when you get older, things happen. You get platysmal dehiscence. You get those things, and it just happens. But what happens with this one woman, this hand was out, and this guy didn't show a picture of her face, but had his mother, this woman who probably cared about her looks. Maybe she had manicures. I don't know. But he took this picture, you know, with a selfie like this, with like a pout, like a sad face, with his mother, maybe dead or near death. I couldn't believe what I saw. I wanted to find this guy and arrest him, even though I have no arrest powers and there's no law against that. But I would imagine there would be. That's what I thought when I saw Erika. When she did that over the casket, I thought, you have no class. You have no, you are without any decency. I don't want to keep kicking a dead horse, but it's just, so that's when, so let me just let the record reflect. I've got no beef against her until that, but I don't want anything to happen to her. Before you sign off, best 3 of 5 farts on TPUSA. Go, Max. Best 3 of 5 farts on TPUSA. Not sure what that means, but thank you. You know, it'd be great. Wouldn't that be just good? Just let me at any kind of a press conference, and I wink at you like, you know what's coming. You say, watch this. I'd like to say, on behalf of those of us who are trial observers, pardon me, Judge, we feel that Candace Owens has shown exemplary class and decorum, never ever falling to the depraved. We don't think this is anything to sniff at. We believe, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I get nervous. I had a little breakfast burrito and some cold coffee. And the lights in here are doing a hell of a number on me. In the hole, fire in the hole, hit the deck. When he hit the bridge, wear a long coat, nobody will notice. But as I was saying, many of us feel, see, I cannot wait to one day try to get it. And you're going to say, you know who that is, right? And just watch the disgust. The disgust. This man came on. So help me God, he was breaking wind on the air. I swear to God, I saw it. He was breaking wind. Zamet, damn it, says, Dang said today, Tyler first assassin in history turning himself in. Well, you know, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, because he was supposed to be dispatched. But he didn't turn himself in because he did it. He turned himself in because they're going to kill me. And he's the first person to turn himself in and not confess to the cops. What are you doing? I'm turning myself in. About what? I'm just nothing. Wait a minute, what? You had the right to remain silent. Okay. Well, what do I put down here and what exactly are you turning yourself in? Oh, I don't know. I hear you're looking for me. For what? Stuff. Well, are you responsible for this? Maybe. What? It's the strangest thing in the world. So you didn't say you did it. Nope. Okay. So you're turning yourself in because you're looking for me. And that means, according to my friend the sheriff, I'm going to wake up one morning, there's going to be all kinds of red dots on my chest. And I know what you bastards do. So that's what I'm doing. I'm actually safer in jail. We'll see about that. And I do not want to talk about people getting hurt. I don't like that. It's a very dangerous thing. I want you to say, understand 100% for whatever it's worth, whatever my particular position is. I don't want anybody hurt. I don't want anybody hurt. I am a peaceful person. I don't like war. I don't like killing people. I don't even like hunting. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just don't like that. I don't even eat anything that's killed. I don't. Not because of any problem. So I really, believe me, my carbon death footprint, other than maybe some leather shoes, I don't do this. So I don't wish any harm to anybody. That's not my thing. But I do know this, because they've been around for a while, that when people pose a threat to the powers that be, they better be very, very careful, because sometimes somebody might say, it is easier just to eliminate you from any consideration. That's what scares me. The Garrison Project, ladies and gentlemen, says, for the Judge Handfarts, thanks for all you do. COPAC, that's right. Candace Owens, Political Action Committee or Public Affairs Committee. Not APAC, COPAC. Absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, she mentioned the soccer thing. I swear to God, I don't know the first thing about it. But I did do one thing when I watched it. And it's right over there across the river in MetLife Center. I went by it today on my way to Costco. Minimize tribal supremacy nepotism. Tribal supremacy nepotism. Interesting. Who would that be? The Trump family? In any event. Thank you very much. When I watched the TV, first time I ever watched any kind of cable news, I realized I am doing something right now that more people in the world are doing simultaneously. That was a weird feeling. Lionel Messi, I thought, the name, 39 years old, very, very good. But it bores me too. But it doesn't, my assessment of it means really nothing. Nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But when I drove by today on my way, I saw it and I thought, this was the center of the universe. And if ever there was a chance, if there was a place for terrorism, that's the moment. Because what I would have done, because I'm sick, I would have done something where I would have blamed it on somebody else. I would have false flagged it. I could see it right now. You don't see like maybe some black hat version of Mossad detonate something and says, see, the Iranians. And they say, that's not the Iranian. But whatever. I'm glad nothing. I don't want war. I don't want that. I don't want this. It's not my thing. I want to prevent it. I don't even like the death penalty. I don't like any of this stuff. I don't like it. I don't like this stuff. That's not my thing. And I don't know if I would not want to be a sniper. I would not want to be a killer. I would not want to do that. I wouldn't be very good at that. And I appreciate that we have people like Rob O'Neill, because if you have people in the military, some of them have to take some, you don't want to have a reluctant warrior like, okay, I'll shoot him. No, you don't need that. You want somebody who really practices that. Anyway, did we have fun tonight, my friend? An hour and 35 minutes. Did we have fun? Who had fun? Can we do a quick roll call? Where's everybody from? Do me a favor. If you're going to name a city, give me the name of your city, not your address, but like East McKeesport, Pennsylvania. Don't Ohio. Give me the name of your town. The name, when your letter comes in, your mail, what's the name of the city? And also, if you're foreign, if you're some foreigner, if you're some place around the world, you talk funny, you wear a weird hat, maybe you squat and eat with sticks. Look at this: Dallas, North Carolina, Florissant, Missouri. See, you got it. Gaithersburg, Swiss Home, Alabama, Inverness. Oh, yeah. Remember the golf course? Is that around Inverness? Washington City, Houston, or Housen, Des Moines, Prescott Valley. Isn't that great? Sydney, Australia, Kent, Connecticut, Oak Ridge, Tennessee, Oak Ridge Boys, Miami, South Florida. Oh, bless your heart. Dade County, Jonesboro, Colorado Springs, Kailua, Hawaii. Fine. How are you? Fort Oglethorpe, Cali, the Bronx. The Bronx, home of Arthur Avenue, by the way, my favorite. Humpy Bong, Australia. Come on, man. Humpy Bong. Wait a minute. There ain't no place called Humpy Bong. Come on, man. That was a long time ago. Humpy Bong were an English folk rock band formed in London. Humpy Bong. Come on, Humpy Bong. Where's the I said like Sop Choppy. Humpy Bong is an historical local name for the Redcliffe Peninsula in Queensland, Australia. Derived from the Aboriginal word ungumpin, shelter, and bong, vanished. It translates into deserted shelters. Well, I'll be a son of a bitch. Humpy Bong. God, but Humpy Bong. I got to go there. Especially that. Not that I would know about that. Okay, not that I would know about it. Opie Bong Empty House. Wow. London, UK. God bless you, Londoners. God bless you. Hope you get your shit together. PEI Canada, you come around too. Remember that? Why do people in Canada do it doggy style so they can both watch hockey on ESPN? It's terrible. That's not funny. Manila in the Philippines. What do you call a Filipino contortionist? A Manila folder. Did you know that? It's true. New Zealand, the Kiwis. Bless their heart. We love you guys. We love you too. I said it's great to be a Tennessee Vol. It is. An American told me we Canadians hate Americans today. Okay. I don't hate anybody. I swear to God. I just wait until you say a boot. That's it. Canadian. That's it. Canadian. How do you get 100 Canadians out of the pool? By asking them to get out of the pool. How can you, find a Canadian in a room? Step on everybody's foot. Whoever apologizes, they're Canadian. They always make you out to be kind of a weak. Canada's a great place. I was there one time when I was a kid. We went to, we drove from Tampa to Buffalo, and we went to the Niagara Falls. They had a thing called Maid of the Mist. They had these smelly, moldy. It was horrible. raincoats, and we went underneath the fall. It was the smell was enough to get you there. There's an Australian town called Moomba. Look it up. The meaning, I think I can guess what that one is. By the way, true story. My late mother, we were in Buffalo at the Schraff's Hotel or someplace, and my sister and I were sleeping, and she wakes us up, and she has like a thing of ice, the ice container. She goes, "Hey, these people are checking in." I said, "What are you doing?" Let's throw ice at them. I said, "Throw ice? Come on." So my mother, we're dropping. Goes, "No." She goes, "No, don't throw it hard. Just kind of get it." These people are checking in, and all of a sudden, things are hitting they're looking up, and so we jump in, and we're laughing and giggling. Just then, true story, there's a knock at the door. She goes, "Get in the bed." My father, of course, is asleep. "Get in the bed. Don't turn the lights off." So my mother goes like this, and she turns the lights. She goes, "Hello, what can I help you?" "Excuse me, ma'am, is somebody throwing ice?" I swear. Now I'm seeing this from behind. He goes, "Throwing ice? My kids have diarrhea and they're sick." Turn to my sister. "And you come up, what is this, a joke?" "I'm sorry, man. Throwing ice? Why would I throw ice? What are you talking about? What's the matter with you?" And she made this guy feel like, "I'm sorry. Throwing ice? Is that what you're saying? We're sick. We're tired. Leave me alone." "Okay, ma'am, we're sorry." She closes the door. I said, whoa, wow, Helen. He goes, "Thank you very much." Oh, she was a pisser. I'll never forget this as long as I live. Let's throw ice. And you wonder why I'm like that. It was fun. Oh, she was a grand gal. You would have loved her. She was something else. Look at this. Jay Miller says, Lionel Nation is my new favorite content creator since he agreed that it was great to be a Tennessee Vol. Let's go. Tennessee people are the most wonderful people. Absolutely, positively wonderful. Wonderful. The volunteers say Tennessee. Remember the Charlie Daniels and that? Anyway, my friends, thank you so much. Thank you so kindly. I mean this so kindly for your incredible kindness. That was kind of redundant, but it was wonderful. I've had this. It is so, I think to myself sometimes when I'm done, I say, wow, here I am. And I've been talking for like an hour and 42 minutes. And it seems like it was just like nothing because you know what? Because I'm talking to my friend. I know it sounds corny, but it's absolutely true. I'm talking to my friend. And I'm talking to I don't know what you want to say, what the word is, but I just feel like I'm just talking to my, somebody I know. You know what I mean? This is so strange because I've done TV and radio, but you never know you never meet anybody. You don't really know anything about these people. You don't run into them. You don't know who they are. You kind of know they're there. But this is the strangest thing in the world. And here we are, all of us meeting from around the world. I'm talking, you're talking to each other. It's the most incredible thing in the world. It's absolutely fabulous. It really is. In any event, I thank you. Have a great, a glorious, and a beautiful day. Please follow my wife at Lynn's Warriors. It means so much to me, and you've been so sweet and so great, and I appreciate that. Your incredible comments as well are great. I can't answer all the comments. I just don't know. I can't. I swear to God, I've been remiss, but I read everyone, and I put the questions up for you to review, and I thank you. In any event, my friends, have a great and a glorious day. Please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and always make sure that you hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Okay, my friends, have a great and glorious day. We love you. Don't ever change and mean that sincerely. And until tomorrow, got to get my car inspected. Ooh, that's a big day. Ooh. So I might be starting a little bit late in the morning. I got to get my car inspected. I'm thinking, inspect what? It's a classic. It's a Yugo. It's a stretch. It's a classic. In any event, with a stick shift. All right, my friends, have a great and glorious day. We love you. Until then, my friends, remember the monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue ya. That.